Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, as we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Syracuse Orange, taking on the 12th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Syracuse Orange will go on offense first. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing. Tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible, because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Back to pass on second down. That's caught. It's good. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Plays like that, a common sight for Syracuse fans a year ago as Kyle McCord led the nation in passing. The Orange won 10 games, won their highest profile bowl in a quarter of a century. Without McCord, what's the expectation now, David?
I mean, it was crazy, first of all, what Fran Brown did. Like, to take Syracuse and to make them believe, and then the high-flying offense, but now completely retooling, reloading, like, all the pass catchers at the quarterback spot. So interested to watch this offense and how they put it together, because last year they found an absolute diamond in the rough.
Wants to go up top. Oh, they're after him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team.
Syracuse has a really nice drive going. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got it behind the line. It's Ross Simmons. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. And here comes the offense on second down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
A defense will converge, and out of bounds he goes at the 40. Syracuse ready to go to work with another first down. They'll try the run. Hard running there. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
On the move, it's Willis. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Short of Indiana's Curt Cignetti, perhaps no one had a more impressive debut in 2024 than Fran Brown at Syracuse, and they're set up well to continue their success.
Well, Fran Brown did a great job in the portal bringing in Kyle McCord at quarterback. He really helped ignite the offense. Now, all of a sudden, you've got to replace that missing piece. So I think a big part of the success this year, David, for Syracuse offense, can you score points and can you have a consistent signal call?
Yeah, because you're losing that quarterback, first of all, and all the guys he was throwing to. So they won 10 games way ahead of schedule. Fran Brown promising now. Got to do it. Got to reload with some new cast of characters and a little more difficult schedule.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Looking to throw on third. Takes a hit as he fires. And this is going to be incomplete on third down.
And that's a play on third down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it. First down and more. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
Well, it's a heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip-shot field goal with where they were on that fourth down. But they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll go up top on second and short. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
These are the plays as a defense that mean so much for so many reasons. Getting in the backfield, obviously getting the sack, so putting them a little bit behind the sticks, but also hitting that quarterback, making him think. That goes a long way in disrupting the quarterback's rhythm.
Big third down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. Looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And it slips just inside that right upright. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Man, these late-night crowds are so much fun. They're so into it, so much energy in this building. And the visiting team drives down the field. Tell you what, drive stalls out a little bit, but they quieted this place a little bit by getting 3 and starting this game off on the right foot.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Clemson Tigers offense will take the field for the first time. The give to the back. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground to the right. Got enough for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. It's a thing at Clemson to run downhill, literally, usually when they enter the stadium. But sometimes it feels like this running game's doing that.
They run down the hill, and a lot of times they don't stop, Reese, because they keep the tempo and they keep the foot on the gas, and that's what Clemson's kind of built this offense on is tempo, trying to wear you out, and they slip in the run game and the quick passing game and the running QB and so many things to look at.
From the gun, the ground game. Running on the Jets. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
All right, defense. defense. That's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Handoff from the gun. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers.
Looking for a deep man. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking for a gap. It's Haynes. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And when you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
Looking for a man. It's Klubnik. They'll run the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone.
That's just a better job by the defender. He knew he was going to get challenged in this game. He knew these receivers had speed and they were going to test him. Nice job by that DB knocking it away.
Hunt is on its way. Make sure he doesn't get backed up any further. Signals for and makes the fair catch at the 10. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play call.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now. Just taking a look at that script he's got.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down.
Well, this guy shot out of the cannon. 2 catches on the opening drive, and finally going back to him again. This time, they don't hook up, but he's a guy that needs to touch the football often, and I think this offense has to keep trying to find ways to get him involved.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Gill. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage and maybe blitz.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Guys, this is a team that struggled mightily last year, and the entire offseason was built around performing better in ACC play.
Well, they just didn't have the dudes to get it done last year. Didn't have enough talent. But they're a year older. They've gone to the transfer portal. They've done a good job recruiting from the high school ranks. And, David, they think this year they've got the guys they need to win more games in ACC play.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Anytime a blitz gets home that fast, I'm going to call it a lot, okay? I'm going to use this one time and time again until they find some answers to how we got that linebacker to the quarterback that fast.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on 3rd down. Got a man. It's Willis. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Syracuse will be forced to punt. They'll have to put it away for the first time tonight. fields the punt, wants to make a play. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Here's the pressure. Blasted as he lets it go. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Wants to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Randall. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Might be changing the route. Motion from the wide receiver. To the air on second down. Quick completion on the out. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. Precision, execution, and timing to pick up the first down on the out route.
I think you're spot on. Those out routes, man, it's got to be about timing. You got to throw that football before he breaks. Nice job seeing it. Short yard situation, throwing the ball on the money so the receiver can get upfield and get the first down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. Fires to the tight end. He's out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32. They'll move the wide receiver. To the air, it's Klubnik. Nowhere to go, the ball's loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. Have the ball back and ready to go to work.
And the offense goes 5 wides and spreads the field. The problem is that spreads you thin, and you only got 5 guys in protection, and they don't do a good enough job up front. The defense gets home, forces the fumble. Big play for this defense.
And the defense, got him at the 27. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
Well, that's their third sack of the game, and we knew statistically coming into this game, this is one of the top 25 units in the nation getting after the quarterback. I just love how athletic they are up front, and they are giving this offensive line headaches and nightmares up to this point.
We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in Death Valley, and welcome into the halftime report. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W.
Just about set to get this second half underway. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They start this third quarter after only being able to muster a field goal in the first half.
Yeah, and this offensive coordinator, he is...
It's a seam wide open!
Man, it's easy to call plays when I got guys like this who can take the ball and rip keep it 70-plus to the house. How about the speed? He showed you a little bit of wiggle. This dude's got it all. Nice touchdown run by the running back.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that Big 12 matchup that just went final moments ago. Kansas State is going to enjoy the trip back to Manhattan after a rock-solid performance. And you take care of business on the road, and you stack wins there in Bill Snyder Family Stadium, and suddenly it's quite the resume. Big 12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Looking downfield on first down. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And that's a great start to this second half. That's what you talked about in the locker room at halftime. Don't let them create momentum. Don't let them start to create a comeback. Come back on this first drive, set the tone. The defense doing that right off the bat.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Cook. How about that effort to get it out across the 20? They'll mark it at the 21. It's a first down.
Excellent throw by the quarterback. Found the window between the zones and then delivered the ball on time.
Ball spotted at the 21. It's first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Finds his tight end. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Looking to fire. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited, so good. Just great players. They're always big and strong and fast and physical, and they get after your quarterback.
Syracuse will send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And the defense was locked in. You could tell they saw it. They reacted right away. Got the running back on the ground immediately.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Wide receiver going in motion. Scanning the field, it's Klubnik. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
That's perfectly fine. If I'm a defense, I'm going to give up some yards right there. Play deep, react to shallow. The running back catches the football. I come up. He gets a positive gain, but it doesn't matter because now I won third down and forced him on fourth down.
He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. They'll give it to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
Quickly to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play to pick up a few.
And we haven't called his name a lot, and I think this offense, they need to find a way to continue to manufacture touches for the big tight end. And I don't care how you do it. I don't care where you line him up. He's that good, and if I'm this offense, I'm going to find him more often.
Bring in the heat. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. The Orange will have to punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. He rifles one deep to the left. Intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. Running through contact. Touchdown, Syracuse. The defense takes matters into its own hands.
How oftentimes can you say that there is a safety who is the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Getting that push, a pickup of 4 out to the 26. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Motion from the wideout. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Finds his man. It's Williams. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Right on the money. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
Gonna take a shot at this DB. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat.
And that just kind of caps off this day. It's been a day with not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of timing, not a lot of guys on the same page, and they weren't right there, and the quarterback throws an INT, and this one is not looking good.
First snap of this drive comes from their own 44. Caught in the backfield, it's Cook. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. Syracuse will be forced to punt. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. And that is just a spectacular punt, and he will pin them in the shadow of their own goalpost inside the 5. They are pinned deep in their own territory. They'll snap it from their own 4 to start the drive. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Throws to the wideout. Incomplete, and he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic, and fortunate to get it back.
And man, did the defense just miss an opportunity that they could have turned the lights out with the lead, get the football back here. Missed opportunity. Maybe this offense now can take advantage and swing some momentum in this football game.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
They'll try to get out of trouble from inside their own 5, but they'll have to convert 3rd and 10. The snap sets up the throw. Grabbed behind the line, it's Randall. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the 1st down. Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They just keep firing. Got it in the middle, it's Williams. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Time to take a shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. To throw, it's Klubnik. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Wide receiver comes in motion. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. And then a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. A shot toward the end zone. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed.
What a momentum-changing play. Just when they needed to get the takeaway, he steps up with a massive interception, now gives his team a chance to regain the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Might be calling a hot route. He's going to throw it from his own end zone. Got a man. It's Williams. And he's brought down after a nice gain. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver.
And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Finds his back in the middle. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. And the Tigers come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. They'll try to get it through the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Randall. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped. Looking to throw on first down. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Second down, he'll throw it. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Williams. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. To the air, it's Klubnik. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
And these moments can be tight, man. You start looking at that clock, and that thing's staring at you. So I got to pass, I got to pass. Big fourth down and short. You got to get this first down. So you got to be thinking about that first before you think about the clock.
And he throws another interception. His third of the night. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost him.
Quarterback's just going to take a knee. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing to unranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of a season.
It's so good because